And I guess Scott and I will continue to have laughs at Fatty Patty's expense. So expect another meltdown from him and another cope from the Onions. Another failed. How many failed attempts is that now? So we have, they tried to, do you remember the one where he thought he was going to get me arrested for doing giveaways on the show? Do you remember that? I remember when, like, he was serious about that. And then when it failed, he goes, oh, we were never serious about that. That's the thing. In Patrick's mind, like, he and Nick are perfect for each other. Anything they say about anyone else, you can rest assured they do it. After Patrick loses these things, he goes on this cope that he never tried to do it in the first place. Just rewrites his own history. And there's a history of that. Like, he got arrested for cocaine. He took $50,000 from his audience to try and make it go away. And now he pays every month, every year, these services to scrub his bad information off the internet. Blurs his house on Google, tries to remove every reference of his cocaine arrest, all this other stuff. He can't pay to have the Josh Denny clip scrubbed or the Chad Zumach clip scrubbed, where Josh Denny goes, yeah, Patrick cried like a girl on my shoulder. Like, Patrick cried on another man's shoulder. Because he's like, my life is over. My life is ruined. I got arrested for drugs. Doesn't really match. It doesn't really mesh with the phony persona that he puts on the internet. Interesting. So this guy pays to have shit scrubbed. So he's got a history of when shit fails, he tries really hard to cover it up because he's incapable. Like, you know how with the polycule stuff, I had to take a massive L and be like, here's what I did. It was up. It was bad. Patrick doesn't have that ability. He has to go, well, no, he's like the guy who falls down on the ice, busts himself all to shit, and then goes, no, I totally meant to do that. I needed fresh bruises. So he failed on the giveaway night. Remember, we were going to be investigated by the Secretary of State or something. Never ended up talking to Secretary of State Scott Simon here in Minnesota. That was a weird one. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah, he was going to get me arrested for the Ashley HRO thing. He's like, oh, no, he's violating the probation of his HRO. He's going to go to jail. They planned that in the Discord. Never talked to anybody about that one. Oh, God, there's been a ton of them. And now this one, he's like, we're going to get his boxing license taken away. Failed at that one too, pal. I love that this idiot keeps handing me W's, and I literally don't have to do anything. So, great to start today's show with another win for the toe. Sorry, Pat. I'm sure your next big-brained idea is going to work out just perfect. Bigot on Socialist Media says, how long before Nick is writing fan fiction on his locals about Melton eating his cum? Well, when Patrick turns on him, Patrick's already kind of turning on him. Like, they're kind of using him as a lol cow now. Like, they're goofing on him when he goes on their show. That's only a matter of time. You got to remember, Patrick, the thing with Patrick is he's been run out of every community he's tried to grift off of because, you know, even though I saw it before most people did, Chad saw it before most people did, everyone eventually sees that he's a really weird, psychopathic, not genuine person. And I have to be honest, I will give him credit for this. If I had the intelligence level following that he has, I'd have quit a long time ago. So perseverance is his strong suit because he's shameless. Tapia says he had us all fooled. A lot of people woke up from the coke dealer Melton. Yes, the cocaine kingpin, Patrick Melton. Yeah, he had us all fooled. Yeah, we all thought we were dealing with Pablo Escobar. Waylon with $1 says you should go fight Mersh in Florida. We could call you the Minnesota Hurricane. Maybe it would smack one of his eyes straight. I don't know. I don't think Mersh would do that shit. Didn't he run from Baked Alaska? Didn't he see Baked Alaska in the streets of white trash Florida? And Baked Alaska clowned him, and Mersh did nothing but pat his belly. Oof. Now he's shit-talking children in VR chats and streaming it. I tell you what, guys, I don't know if Steel Toe is the new Sonichu medallion. I have no idea, but every time someone decides they're going to try and grift off Steel Toe, they just end up looking more and more retarded. It's I'm trying really hard to pretend I'm not enjoying it. But Scott and I had some really good laughs yesterday at Patrick's expense and his fans' expense. Now watch him cope and try to blame this all on his fans. And he will take zero. There's only one thing worse than doing gay ops, and that's not having the balls to do it yourself, but trying to make other people do it too. That's bad. That's really bad. But he'll lose his mind about that one. And it's interesting. He's always got a new plan to get his roadrunner, old Wiley Melton. He's always got a new plan, and it always comes after something really embarrassing happens to him. So it's a pattern there. Triple N says, Virgie does VR chat too. I thought you loved him. I think Virgie's good, but Virgie, doesn't he doesn't go on and stream himself. Mersh is just weird to people on that VR thing. I was watching some Pod Awful this morning, getting ready for the show. You know, that's my Gonna Fly Now. That's my Rocky theme music, is Pod Awful and Vikings coverage. And he was playing some of that VR stuff, and it's aimless, it's pointless to the point of creepiness. I don't know, it's really unsettling. And here's the other thing, he's in business, he's associated, as he grifted off these Dabbleverse people, but with people who are never do gay ops, observe and report only. And now they're in bed with a guy who does gay ops, and I have no other choice but to believe it's because they're so obsessed with getting me. I never thought little old me had that much power, but I make people bend their morals. I make them bend their morals. And for doing what? For just doing a show. You can't deny I do something right. I got some kind of heel talent. And I'm trying not to be full of myself, but I do sometimes overbask in these moments. I did promise a 1-hour pop-up afternoon show today to whichever show knocked out that extra 50. So that is the offer that's on the table. I think somebody too should officially be known as the Ethan Ralph owner. He's the guy who went up to him on the streets of Candy, Ojai County. Triple N says, much like the elephant seal, Toe loves to bask. I do. There's something to be said for not taking this shit very seriously. You can really have fun with the people that do. Somebody says, I ain't the guy who did that. It's literally somebody named somebody. So you're somebody too. The guy who did the Ethan Ralph thing, his name is somebody, and it's somebody something. That's fucking weird.